In this video, I'm talking to my life coach training group and sharing my experience with coaching someone who was definitely diagnosed with bipolar, some borderline, and narcissistic traits. And for a quick synopsis, I had incredible progress with her when it was just the two of us, and we could focus on her and focus on the trauma that she had experienced, which caused her to have these symptoms. It is trauma mixed with her personality and her experience that caused these symptoms to erupt. We were definitely able to get progress because she felt safe with me, she felt supported, and she did not feel judged. But the person she was in a relationship with, they were not married, and he was paying for her sessions, so I was not able to continue coaching her. But I do give you a brief explanation of how it went down and when the lies did start. When she would lie to me was when she was talking about her mate, the things she was saying that he was saying and doing. I was highly suspicious. I knew they weren't true because I had coached her mate before. And I knew I had to have a group coaching session so I could create clarity. And that is the time when she could not hide. Narcissists or anyone with any of those type of diagnoses become extremely uncomfortable if there's no way out. And I had built trust with her. She trusted me. So just in the process of just getting clarity was highly uncomfortable for her. I would have loved more time with her, but due to the circumstances of their relationship, I wasn't able to. But I was able to then coach him, her mate, because after you've experienced someone who is lying to that degree and making you so bad and wrong, he needed his own recovery. And so we were able to get him restored. So anyway, enjoy. And if any of this resonates with you, please reach out to me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I was dealing with someone who was lying 100% and narcissistic. Now, I am open to coaching someone who's narcissistic. This person was open to it. But she had experienced so much trauma that borderline personality disorder and bipolar can take on very strong narcissistic tendencies. So in our process, when I was coaching her one-on-one and we were just dealing with her, we were getting somewhere. We were meeting her inner children and able to love on them. But then when she had to interact with her mate, that's when the lies would come out. She would make up lies to villainize him that I was highly suspicious they weren't true. And indeed they were not. So that's when I was like, all right, I need to have both of you in the room. And then she couldn't lie.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Did she so she couldn't lie, so did she feel really uncomfortable about that? Or was she, and did she, because borderline personality disorder is like that is a tough thing. I commend you for taking that on because, that is a lot of pain, that thing.
Yeah, but let me tell you, you can. Any diagnosis you can. The time we had with just her working on her was amazing. And she's an artist, so she was able to get some of it out with art for her HeartWork. So that's what gets beautiful. Like we could make some strong connections because that borderline personality, it's just symptoms. That's a diagnosis.
Yeah.
But let's take the diagnosis out of it and it's symptoms reacting to some incredible trauma.
Yeah.
The trauma this girl put up with as a kid. To basically, in a nutshell, her mother would drop her off at her grandfather's house. Well, he was not safe. And the mother was traumatized by her own father, okay? And would tell stories of the trauma she experienced from her own father. And then she would drop her daughter off with this horrific man.
Yeah.
So just begin to imagine a child does not have the coping skills, their brain is not developed. They can't handle that. So yeah, of course she's going to come up with symptoms of some sort. And it just so happened her symptoms look like borderline
Mm-hmm.
and bipolar and narcissism, like a lot. So, but we were able to make that connection. The lies became too great with the other person, and he was the one paying for her coaching. And so anyway, the coaching ended with her, which is a little bit of a bummer because I would have loved to have kept going because I think we were getting places much faster than she had experienced in counseling. So any more questions on that? It gets so fun. Isn't it fun? It's all juicy and fun.
My heart just feels so full even just hearing that story. As someone who just had, you know, very intense trauma,
Mm-hmm.
um, I just the thought of being able to bring people, because like you go to a therapist and they literally take your symptoms and they sit down with a piece of paper and they just have to label you. They
Yep.
just have to they have to tell you, "Oh, well, you have this and you have this." And it's like, okay, well, what if they're just symptoms? What came first, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in life coaching, it's, hey, let's sit down and let's figure out these things and help you get to a different spot in your life. I mean, I love that so much because therapy is literally you go there and you talk about the same things over and over again and you leave going, I have borderline personality disorder, I have depression. And it's almost like you just feel defeated, right? Like you're just you have this and that's who you are,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I love that story.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could share more because our time together was really good and we were getting places. She needed a lot more time. But I also can come at it detached and trust her journey. I planted seeds. I was there for a time, and I trust that she's got God, angels, ascended masters, all kinds of people on the other side that are going to continue to nudge her where she needs to go. So I just trust her journey. Um, and you know, there was letters she wrote to her children. I mean, it was really good. And I also fully understood her too, because again, she had the same personality as me. So there was that bond. And that's what I just know for 100% for a fact you will draw people into you that need you. She needed me at that time. And her mate could pay at that time. Um, and then I ended up coaching him through the hell she put him through because she started then all of her symptoms just got really huge because she was being seen. And it probably was from our group sessions, but there's no way we're going to enable lying. No way. And we didn't even have to be mean about it. It was just in the group sessions, I create clarity. And then we talk about healthy ways of speaking to each other, healthy ways of interacting. And because we know each other's personality, we've already looked at that. We know our triggers, we know our weaknesses, right? Because we've already established that. So it can become this place of non-judgment of like, oh, I slipped into my weaknesses of my trait, and more of like a team effort of when the other drops, we can notice that and let's come up with a plan where we help each other. Maybe we even have code words or fun code words that we can say to each other, like, the otter is appearing or whatever. Use an animal. Steve and I have had all kinds of fun with that along the way, so that anytime you can bring humor in. But like you said, if someone is operated in their wounded ego that long. I needed a lot more time with her. So,
Well, Kim, I'm not sure what she lied about, but it sounded like he was the sole financial provider, correct?